I think it's black and white.
Black and white?
It might be. Anyway, hey, what's up, wrestling fans? This is Ratman Rich Fulmer with your Ratt Report. I was asked a question by my twister just as I hit record, and I had to answer, because if not, then she would have came out with one of those badass swords I have, and I probably would have chopped my head off and done this sick little Hoda dance. Okay, never mind. Anyway, what's up? This is a Ratt Report. This time we're doing Impact Review, because that's what we do. The Impact Review. Hey, so I'm a poet and I didn't even fucking know it. Anyway, Bobby Roode started this week with coming out with his declaration of independence. Actually, declaration of doing. He wants his rematch, and he's asking Bobby Lashley for it. Bobby Lashley isn't giving him reasons or giving him answers, and MVP keeps speaking for him. Since when does a wrestler have another wrestler answer for him? Brock Lesnar has Paul Heyman. Bobby Lashley has MVP, but Paul Heyman is more established than MVP. Just get rid of MVP. That's your answer. Get rid of MVP. Bring Paul Heyman to TNA, and I guarantee you'll have a hell of a show. Just saying. Bring in more Heyman guys. There's rumors about CM Punk. TNA reached out to CM Punk in the same way as TNA reached out to Alberto Del Rio. But right now it's rumor, it's speculation. I haven't had a chance to check my source for this. Is it true? Is it not true? If you know for a fact that it's true, then maybe you can tell me. Right now I think it's speculation. There are reports of it. Same with there were reports of them reaching out to Alberto Del Rio, who is in Mexico right now. Anyway, I'm getting off subject here. Bobby Roode, MVP comes out, says, no, you're not doing it. Bobby Roode says, well, you know what? I've been here before. I've done this before. I'll do whatever it takes. So, of course, being the opportunist that MVP is, says, okay, we'll do it this way. You beat us, you beat me, and you beat Kevin King, the King of the Night. Beat him, beat me, both. You can have your world title match. You lose against us, then you can never wrestle anywhere, anytime for the world heavyweight title. As long as you're lacing your boots, as long as you're putting your tights on, as long as you're getting in the ring, you never fight for another title again. Unless, now there's a stipulation to everything, because WWE repackages their people. They did it with Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon was multiple-time world champion before going to WWE and becoming Razor Ramon. Yeah. Chica, take a look at the bad guy. You know what I mean? He was walking around Big Scott Hall, the Diamond Stud, kicking people's asses before he was this guy right here. Razor Ramon, Chico. Anyway, getting off subject again. Bobby Roode. So Bobby Roode accepts it, and later on that night, the match was, and I'll get to that. Sam Shaw, can you say awkward? Every time I see him backstage, I just, it's something awkward. He's in the ring. He's awkward in the ring. He's a hell of a talent, but he's just, this thing that they've got going for him is just ridiculous. I don't know. Him and Brittany. Which, by the way, Sam Shaw come out and wrestled Bram. I'm jumping ahead here. But this isn't a subject anyway. Sam Shaw come out and wrestled Bram in a match that is actually Bram's wheelhouse. It's his, he's beaten Ken Anderson. He's beaten Abyss numerous times in Abyss's matches, which Abyss hasn't won a match in a while. As far as like Monsters Ball matches, he's been losing those. He even had a world heavyweight title on the line, and he lost that. It wasn't his title, but you get the picture. I'll get to this. Knockouts action: Madison Rayne versus Angelina Love versus Taryn Terrell. It was a pretty good match. Definitely, I'd give it a 7 overall. With Madison Rayne winning with a half Molly Straw cradle. It was a side roll up is what it was, a side cradle. Pin Taryn Terrell. Taryn Terrell's mad. Hey, listen, sweetheart, I don't know what to tell you. It's a 3-way match. It's not about, oh, you're my best friend, or, oh, you're my friend, so you should have let me win. You shouldn't have pinned me. You should have pinned her. During all that argument. Hey, it's a 3-way. 3-ways work that way. I guess somewhere along the line it's been missed in translation somehow, but Havoc came out and straightened shit up right away, and she just ran right through Taryn Terrell. She clotheslined her. She choke slammed her. I think I seen snot coming out of her. Maybe she even pooped a little bit because she choke slammed the shit out of her. And she's Havoc. I am a huge fan of Havoc. I liked her in the Indies. I really, really liked her match versus Alpha Female. Talk about a barn burner, as JR would say, or I don't know, but it was a knockdown drag out. Barn burner, slobber knocker. That's what I was looking for. It was a slobber knocker versus Alpha Female, and just her demeanor, her size, the look in her eye. She has complete whack job, powerhouse, badass. It's like she's like a freaking a big Ram pickup truck that's jacked up with big knobby fucking tires that you can just take out, break the leaf springs, get all muddy, and still run people over with it. I think she could probably plow through a rhinoceros. I don't know, but she faces Velvet Sky at Bound for Glory, and I don't see good things coming from that. I see Velvet Sky getting annihilated, and I'm not just saying that because I'm more of a Havoc fan, but I don't think Velvet Sky has it like that. It would be like, I don't even know. It would be like Velvet Sky versus Havoc is what it's going to be like. Bound for Glory. It's going to be a match, and now it's before the match was signed. When the match was actually signed originally, Havoc wasn't even champion then. But now she is champion. She's going into Bound for Glory as a champion. And honestly, my predictions, my pick for this match is Havoc all the way. She's the odds-on favorite. She's tough. She's big. Madison Rayne is small and is too worried about puckering her lips. Watch her when she talks. Watch Velvet Sky when she talks. After she's done saying one word in one sentence, her lips pucker out. Do you see? Like, I'm a knockout. My name's Velvet Sky. Do you see how I did that? That's what Velvet Sky does. And I think after Havoc gets done with her, she's not even going to worry about puffy lips or puckering her lips out, look like a duck. Havoc's just gonna destroy her. Anyway, so that was the end of that. Havoc showed her domination once again. I feel really bad for Velvet Sky, but then again, well, she's gonna need Angelina Love with her, and if she brings Angelina Love with her, then I really hope not. I want to see Velvet Sky versus Havoc. I don't want to see Beautiful People versus Havoc. You know what I mean? Not at all. It's not. That would be something would happen, but I really don't. I don't want to see it. I want to see a straight up, full on, one-on-one match from beginning to end, and that's it. Storm and Sonata versus Low Ki and Tigre Uno. Good match. I'm waiting to see who the next installment, the next protege of James Storm's going to be. You've got Sonata and you've got Manic right now. And watching this match tonight, which was Sunday night, but I call it tonight. Watching this match, I'm thinking to myself, why isn't Low Ki part of the Redneck Revolution yet? Could this be something? I guess Low Ki is involved in this three-way at Bound for Glory, and who knows? We might see it's Smojo and Kaz Hayashi. Well, Kaz Hayashi would be another one. The thing is, they fit the profile. Understand? Tigre Uno, Great Sonata, Manic, Low Ki, Kaz Hayashi. They all fit this one certain style. Martial arts, the high flying, the young, they're tough. They're not afraid of taking risks. They're not afraid to put their bodies on the line. You could say that this group of guys right now that he has are Sonata and Manic are two of the most elite in the X division, in the cruiserweight division, and that's all over the world. They're just two of the great. And then you've got AR Fox, you've got Kaz Hayashi, you've got Tigre Uno, you've got Low Ki, you've got Sanjay Dutt, you've got, I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. ACH, you know, they could do a lot with this Redneck Revolution, and it could be like, kind of like the LWO, Latino World Order, Latino's version of the Mexico's version of the NWO, but it's going to be a lot different. It's, you know, the LWO, if you remember, those who do remember, were a bunch of cruiserweights from Mexico who joined together, and they were dominant. I mean, they weren't NWO, but they dominated the cruiserweight division in WCW. And the way this is going with this Redneck Revolution, I'm curious to know who's next. Is it going to be this until Bound for Glory and then end, which I hope not? I want the storyline to continue on beyond BFG, beyond next week. And I would like to see Low Ki part of, and I was really hoping tonight I would have seen that. I expected it, but absolutely not. But this match was just great. It was a lot of movement. There was hardly any holds, hardly anybody just laying there, a bunch of everybody laying there. It was constant moving. And that's what kind of match that I like to see in TNA or the X Division, are matches that keep moving. James Storm won. Hit Sonata came to the ring after a bunch of chaos and commotion going on. There was a lot going on during the match. I would definitely give that one a 9, maybe an 8 overall, as far as that match goes. And Tigre Uno, yeah. That was not part of your Matt report. That was something that happened back that way. Producers. And you hear them laughing. Her laughing. Them, because there's more than one there.
Inside my head, yes, there are.
There's at least
6.
10.
Okay.
She says 6, I say 10. But I like every one of them. Anyway, James Storm, Sonata won. Sonata sprayed the red mist into the face of Tigre Uno, which I seen this and I'm like, wait a minute, he has a mask on. Then I'm like, oh yeah, his eyes are cut out, and they cut these things way back here so that you can see. You're wearing a mask, but you can see. Peripheral vision is important. Trust me. You can ask any masked superstar, any masked wrestler out there. That's why they do it. When Payaso Loco wrestles, he can barely see out peripheral because the mask isn't tight enough and his eyes aren't cut all the way out. But he wins matches when he's not goofing off. Anyway, that's that. So, Tigre Uno kind of staggers off falls off the ring rope and staggers up, and James Storm gives him the last call super kick, covers him 1, 2, 3, and pin win. It was a pretty good matchup altogether, but okay. Sam Shaw, I touched on this earlier. I did a lot of touching on this earlier. Can you say awkward? I mean, Sam Shaw, I appreciate his ring ability. I appreciate his intensity. I appreciate his toughness. He takes off his shirt and he reveals they were relatively new tattoos. He has one arm sleeved all the way out, the other one kind of coming down, just the frontal bicep tattoo. And he says, look, I got this done for you to Gunner, and you should support me. Be nice for a little bit of support. I over-exaggerate sometimes. But anyway, he did that, and then creepy, man. Creepy bastard, that's it. Creepy bastard. I don't even know what to say to him or say about him. But he's just out there, man. Why he would fight Brahm in his own matchup. He had it though. He had it. He was like this. He was like, oh man, that Gatami, I can slap that on him. He gets him into position, and he I don't even know, he puts his arms out like this instead of. Now, don't you remember when him and Ken Anderson first started going after each other, how he locked that Katami on? He locked that thing on, man, and just put him right out. Put Mr. Anderson out. Mr. Anderson would go right out on the floor, and that would be it. And now he hesitated, and Bram took full advantage of it, and he hit him in the head with a turnbuckle. Not something I would want to get hit in the head by. But he had the match. He had it. It was right there. And he could have beaten Brahm at his own game, and he didn't. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know. But laid him out anyway after the match. Obviously, Brahm won. After the match, Brittany comes out and starts comforting him. I thought that was sweet. Aw, Brittany's gonna get herself old. But I think that what I'm predicting, and I hate to say it, but my sick, perverted little mind that I have, that isn't right in the head at all, not in this head anyway, I think that Sam Shaw is honestly going to believe that was not Brittany holding him, but it was Gunner holding him. Just think about it. They've got this creepy little thing going with Sam Shaw, and you've got Brittany trying to jump into his pants, and he's like, Sam Shaw and Gunner. Sam Shaw puts on Gunner's uniform and saluting in the mirror, and he's doing all this stuff, and getting himself tattoos for Gunner and being all this stuff, and then I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it goes. Sam Shaw thinks that Gunner is out there comforting him and petting his face, doing what Brittany was doing. Imagine that. Just, God, why? I don't even know. But it's TNA wrestling. It's professional wrestling. And if it's one thing I've learned about professional wrestling, is in the bigger companies, it's about the entertainment. I don't know what's so entertainment about it, but to each his own. Got to reach everybody out there, even the creepy, weird ones that do creepy, weird things, like imagine creepy, weird things. I guess I enjoy doing it. I enjoy watching it, but I'm not that creepy. Anyway, large silence. I should just move on. So anyway, Gunner. I believe that's how that's going to happen. The Wolves, Team 3D is in the back, cutting a promo, kind of really good promo. The Wolves come in, say a few things, say, "Oh, you talk about how good you are, and we're not only going to beat you guys, but we're going to beat you, and we're going to beat Hardys, and we're going to beat you and the Hardys in a match that you guys have created." They've already won the ladder match, so a Full Metal Mayhem, hey, why not? You know what I mean? So they mention Ric Flair. They don't say his name, but they reference him. To be the man, you've got to beat the man. Well, to be the team, you've got to beat the team, and that's what they intend on doing. And that was our main event for the night, and it was that main event, which I'll cover in a bit. That main event was one of the best main events I've seen in TNA in a long time. I'm just going to say that. Bobby Roode versus Kenny King, handicap elimination match. Bobby Roode, it was a pretty decent match. Bobby Roode pins MVP, eliminates MVP. MVP still around the ring, still gets involved in the matches, still does his thing that he does. A few more, the fights ensue a little more. Kenny King hits Kenny King with the Roode bomb and pins him. 1, 2, and Lashley came in, and Bobby Roode technically won the match via disqualification. But whether or not that means that he gets a shot in the future, he doesn't get a shot in the future, it's a win. A win is a win. And before, it's been a win is a win, and that's all. A disqualification, a count out, a win is a win. And when you're wrestling for a purpose like Bobby Roode is, anything goes. So Bobby Lashley comes out, beats up Bobby Roode, hits him with a spear, end the segment right there. Later on, they were, and I'll just cover this now and skip over it later. Backstage, it was MVP and Kenny King, Bobby Lashley, talking and bragging about their match, and how now Bobby Lashley has nothing more to worry about. Kurt Angle comes in and says, actually, you're not going to control anything anymore. You're not going to be involved in this next match that I put up, and it's going to be next week. It's going to be Bobby Roode is going to fight in a match for the number one contendership, and you are not allowed in there. Kenny King isn't even allowed in there. That match is going to be, let's see, it's going to be Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy versus EY versus Bobby Roode for the number one contendership. That, I believe, is going to be a really good match, and I can't wait to see that one. It'll be the fallout from Bound for Glory. So whatever happens at Bound for Glory, hopefully repercussions happen later on. EC3 calls out Rockstar Spud. I think Rockstar Spud's starting to get a backbone after this segment. He tells them, EC3's like it's your fault that it was that Dixie Carter got put through a table. It's your fault that things are falling apart. It's your fault this and your fault that. Rockstar Spud says, but you're my best friend. And he tells him all this stuff that, Rockstar Spud as a best friend would know. And EC3's like, oh my god, it's such a joke. You're not my best friend, basically. He like spit in his face a little bit. And then Rockstar Spud just kind of got, he started standing up for himself finally. And, EC3 smacks him in the face. Rockstar Spud gets right back to his feet, smacks him right. It was a straight up bitch slap. I mean, he knocked his teeth, and the next week, you'll see EC3 in the crowd next week picking up his teeth. It was a really good hit. And that's going to be another match probably next week. Not one I really want to see, but it'll work out, I guess. Full Metal Mayhem was the next match, and it was Hardys versus the Wolves versus Team 3D. This match, an 11 out of 10 on the awesome scale. Definitely, this is what I want to see in TNA. More matches like this. It reminded me a lot of Edge and Christian versus the Hardys versus the Dudleys back during the TLC days when they the concertos, the do you remember ENC put the table on top of the ladders and they climbed up over on top of the tables, on top of the ladders, and pulled the tag team titles down in that ladder match? That's what this reminded me of, except there was no tables on top of ladders. There were a whole lot of Davey Richards got power bombed through, it wasn't even through, but from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring onto the railing, laid out to the side. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. And when Davey Richards hit, honest to goodness, looked like he died right there. That was it. He went completely limp. His eyes were just bugged wide open. I don't care. If that had to hurt. Hardy going through a table from the top rope, through a table, sit down, through a table, hurt. I don't care. Getting hit in the face by a chair hurt. I know chair shots hurt. Have you ever been hit by a kendo stick before? That hurts. I was hit. It hurt. I hit somebody in the head with it once and I gave him a concussion. It hurt. That match was just off the freaking hook, man. And it ended with the Wolves pulling the belts down, winning. A great series came to a great end, ending a great show. Is this being delivered?
Yeah, that's way.
Oh, goody. And
you like my miming?
producers of the show, I call her producer because she tells me what I do is really fucked up, and she laughs in the background. She gets up and does this mime thing. It's like, dinner's coming, so anyway, it was a great show, great night, great matches. Bound for Glory this Sunday on pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's not going to be pre-recorded. It's not going to be taped. We're not going to watch it next week. We're not going to watch it in 2 parts. We're going to order it on DVD or on pay-per-view, and we're going to watch. Do you see that? We're going to watch 8 o'clock. Oh, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, East Coast, right here. 9 o'clock if you're Pacific, I think. I don't know. Don't ask me that stuff. But anyway, Bound for Glory this Sunday. This is Ratman Rich Fulmer, and this has been your Rat Report.